Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. For those of you that don't know, my name is Barbara, and I am 90 days sober. This is the story about how I became the person that I am today. If you go into my profile, there are 3 pinned reels. Those are the first 3 episodes. So, where I left off, first I want to go by saying in 92 is when I experienced my first ever run-in with loss. My grandfather had passed away, and he was literally my hero. So where I left off before was just going into state's custody. Now, before I entered into state's custody, I had something happen that no child, no human being should have to go through. And I was being body shamed very bad, to the point that I was not allowed to eat lunch or breakfast. I had to drink Slim Fast, and my dinners were controlled. I've always been overweight. Today, even though I have insecurities, I struggle every day to look at myself in the mirror. There are days I am not comfortable in my own skin. And I've tried everything. So yeah, nobody deserves to be body shamed. You are who you are, and own it. Love yourself for who you are, for who God made you. So my first year in state's custody, I went through 157 foster homes and institutes because I couldn't figure out why nobody wanted me. Like, why my mom and dad weren't trying to get me back. As a child, when you feel that abandonment, it is the worst thing ever. And then to jump around from foster home to institution 157 times in a year, you get that feeling that nobody wants you. That is when I started becoming very rebellious. I kind of had a fuck it attitude. And I started hanging around with the wrong kind of people. I was first introduced to substances when I was 14 years old. And let me tell you what, that first time, it numbed everything. I didn't feel no hurt. I didn't feel no pain. I didn't feel no abandonment. I didn't feel anything. And in my adolescent head, it was, this is awesome. You know, this is the best feeling in the world. And this is something that won't abandon me. So, jumping ahead a couple years, at 16, I was emancipated from state's custody. Moved into my own independent living place. And pretty much not taught any skills, any life skills, any, really, I was taught nothing about life and about paying bills and about, housing and nothing. I was taught nothing. I was thrown to the wolves, blindsided. So I have always had a gypsy soul. I first met my husband when I was 16 years old. That he was 22. That is where I got my first taste of DV. I was only 16. I thought he was the greatest thing. I thought that that's how all relationships were. Because honestly, watching my mom, it was normal. We moved around a lot. When I was 20, I had my first child. There were a lot of complications with my pregnancy because of my substance use. I had him very early, and he only weighed 2 pounds, 4 ounces. He was so tiny. And he laid in the NICU, fighting for his life. He wanted to be here so bad. It wasn't long after that I ended up giving birth to our second child. It was only 10 months later. Another preemie, 1 pound, 14 ounces. And I think I'll stop there for now. since I'm starting to get emotional. I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for all your support. And come back for the next episode. Love you guys.